What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Anyway, we are going to watch the Sarah Bond interview. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Queen Sarah's in the house. And we're going to talk. And she always got her green. She got, you know what I'm saying? She's very stylish. Anyway, let's go.
I'm the tech editor at Mashable. I'm here with Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox. That has to be the coolest job title I can imagine. I know you have kids. They must think
she's the queen. Okay, we just skip the intro stuff.
Ideas and testing things out. So
that's got to be an advantage.
Yeah.
So we're obviously here to talk about an exciting new device.
What's that? What is exciting? Is it this thing right here? This thing? Oh wait, is there like secrets in the things in the back in the shelves? What's that? Kermit the Frog lunchbox? Oh snap! Look, they got the Bob Villa Chia Pet I can't believe I just said Bob Villa. That's Bob Ross. Damn, I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry, Robert Ross. And what's Galactus do? Okay, anyway.
Tell us what this is. I know we've been waiting years for this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Xbox Ally. It is the first time ever that we have created an Xbox handheld.
Whoa. What did she just say? Did she just say that they created an Xbox handheld? Is that what she said? Is that what she said? That's interesting. Very interesting. She said we create. Okay.
Teams worked with Asus and with Windows to create this device.
See, okay. So your boy, what's his name? Jimmy Neutron. He's up here. It's not an Xbox. It's not this. It's not that. Frick. And what did she just say? We worked with Teams. We worked with Asus, and we worked with Windows. So I don't know if y'all know. I guess you might not know, especially if you listen to the illogician over there. Windows is not Xbox, and Xbox is not Windows. They're separate divisions within Microsoft. Windows traditionally hated Xbox with a passion. They hated them so much that it was just like, yo, we not gonna know, and whatever. And so for years, Xbox was the redheaded stepchild. They got no money, they got no nothing, right? Only until Satya came through and Phil came through, and now Sarah and Matt the Bulldog Booty, Matt Pitbull Booty, come through, and they're changing the game. They're actually taking the strength of Xbox and the strength of Windows and combining them into this first attempt at a portable Xbox. The first one ever in history, actually. And that cooperation, that like Xbox, Windows, and Asus is monumental. It's not like, oh no, Asus just made it. That's not how it works. It's an Xbox because if you want to take the three pieces, right? The three parts of the whole, it's Xbox, it's Windows, and then it's Asus. So just by percentage wise, it is mostly Microsoft, mostly Xbox, if you want to do it that way. So if you want to do majority rules, it's an Xbox, especially since the Xbox division is, as I understand it, bigger than Windows in a way. I think they made more money or something. I'm not actually sure about that, but you know, Microsoft, Xbox has gotten into a position right now that they can have leverage within Microsoft against Windows and all of the kind of haters on the Windows side. Because, you know, believe it or not, in a giant corporation like Microsoft, there are people who hate each other. That's how it works. And like I said before, the Windows people hated Xbox. They were like, who is this ragtag? Who these kids over here playing? We doing real work over here with computers, and these guys are playing with toys and crayons and video games. What is this video game crap? It's supposed to be computer games, not video games. It's computer games. It was crazy back in the day. But now Xbox got Call of Duty behind it. It's got all these things. Technically, it's still Microsoft, but Windows has always failed at the gaming aspect. Remember Games for Windows Live? That was the hottest mess of all forever. So, Windows has been around for decades, and they still have not been able to do what Steam has been able to do. And now, Microsoft, the uppers up at Xbox and Microsoft realized and said, oh, we have a gaming division that has a name cachet, so let's use that in order to, kind of cohesively unite all of these powers and do what Steam can't do. And that is bring all of the things. Well, that's not true. They kind of do that. Anyway, let's continue.
Now you can finally actually take Xbox with you anywhere you want to go in your hands.
Yeah, I got to play with it a little bit before our interview. It feels like Xbox controllers in your hand.
Ooh.
Obviously, it's a little bit heavier because there's more hardware there, but it does have that kind of familiar Xbox feeling. And then it's a full-powered Windows gaming laptop in a way.
Yeah, well, and it's hard actually to talk about it and not pick it up, I'll be honest. Yeah, when you hold it and you close your eyes, it feels like an Xbox controller. But you're right, it is powered by Windows.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool aspect of it, because once you go through Ubi, every other time you open the device, you boot right into an Xbox experience. But because it's Windows, any game that you have that you've bought from a PC store that's on this...
Okay, I wanted to stop right there. She said once you go through Ubi. Now, I don't know what Ubi is, but what I understand is I believe it's just the initial setup of the device. These inside people, these CEOs, they have code names and they have short names for everything. And well, I'm not in that area. I'm not in that arena, so I don't know. Ubisoft, is it Ubisoft? No, I'm just saying that's what I gleaned from how she just spoke. And one thing I wanted to say is that a lot of content creators have been bemoaning that experience. And it's varied from content creator to content creator, because some have garbage internet like I do. So if I were to try that, it would take me 59 hours probably. Also, tangent real quick. I started playing Ball Pit. I think it's called Ball Pit, not Ball X Pit. And it's interesting. It's a pretty good game. Anyway, so I mean, she is so savvy as far as media, how to speak, present things, present information. And you see how she did. What she did was, well, first it was informative, it was true, and she didn't linger on that aspect of it, which has been negative for some people. I mean, I think King said it was like 45 minutes to an hour or something. And also these are I believe, well, I mean, this is like the first run units, and some were early review units, so all those things were probably not in place or whatever. But once things get rolling, then I think more of those units will come out the box with a lot of that stuff pre-installed and having the right updates already installed and all that good stuff. But whatever. It's just like if you buy a new computer, boom, you gotta update it. When you buy a new Xbox or a PlayStation, you just can't turn it on and play a game. You gotta log in. You gotta bring all your stuff over. There are probably some updates and stuff. The Switch had a freaking day one update. Come on, son. So all this crazy crying about stuff like that. Once again, I know Paris and some others don't believe in the Xbox tax. The Xbox tax is real. Once again, it's just the bias of, generally speaking, some of the media. Not all, like Paris isn't biased. So I think what another tangent on a tangent, I think that Paris gets upset when people say that, and I think he doesn't believe in the tax, because I think he may take offense to us kind of blanket statementing. That's not a word. Throwing a blanket statement out there over all journalists and all, like, whatever, creators or representatives of technology. And that's not the case. When the way that I say it, the way that I see it is that the tax exists, but not everyone tries to employ the tax or enforce the tax, let's just say. like I said, Paris doesn't, or Danny, anybody, Boom, all these guys. There's no tax because they're fair, and basically we're on Xbox's side because of the tax, because of the behavior of certain journalists and certain outlets, and like what was the? I don't even remember what it was. It doesn't matter. But let's continue, please.
Device. It all shows up in one library, which is so awesome for gamers.
Yeah, and that's kind of been part of Xbox's strategy, right? Like more cross-platform games, like less focus on exclusives. Can you kind of tell me how this fits into the Xbox like big picture strategy? Why this? Why the handheld?
Well, we've always believed that people want to be able to play any game they want, anywhere they want, with anyone. And gaming is entertainment. You should be able to take it with you everywhere. You shouldn't be constrained to a single device. You shouldn't be locked in a single store.
You see that? You see, I think Pisces. I think I don't know who wrote that book, but choice. That's a choice book to put right in center, basically center frame. I mean, right next to Kermit. Hello. Of course he's green. You know what I'm saying? There are subliminal messages all over this place. This looks like a pile of Okay, we're not gonna say that. That's gold. Xbox Live Gold. See how it's all connected? And more green. See? Xbox, baby.
This is the manifestation of it.
Yeah, so do you imagine most people will have an Xbox console and they'll also have the new Ally handheld? Is that kind of the big picture vision?
I think that we'll see a whole range of people using it. For some folks, this will be the device they want to game on. They want to take their games with them anywhere. They're a PC enthusiast. They want to be able to access all of their stores in one place, because you can also plug it into the TV and project to the TV as well. And then there's going to be other people we know that are console users where this is a great add-on to your console experience.
Add-on.
One of the cool things we did for console users in here is in the UI.
Yeah.
If you have a game that you started on the console.
Oh yeah. That's just like for us Xbox players, we're used to it. Like we start a game on a console, you go to a friend's house, you log into their console with your profile, and they got the same game. You boom, cloud sync, boom, you're right where you left off. You know what I mean? I mean it's almost as good as quick resume, but not quite, because quick resume is just that. I think quick resume is like the one thing that can, if they figure out how to do quick resume on like everything, that would be a miracle, and they better patent that. They need to patent quick resume. I mean, they probably won't, because it's kind of like a technology that would help all video game publishers or makers, or I guess it's just hardware. So it would help all the hardware manufacturers if they were to employ such a system. So, like copy trademark or whatever they, don't do that. Don't do the Nemesis system on that, because then it'll stifle the advancement of video games and such. So, but it's still a good feature that no one else is doing right now. So, and Xbox has had it for a while. Was it just the series consoles that had quick resume? Did the old? I don't think the old did. The Xbox? I don't know. No, the One X didn't have quick resume. Yeah, that was a new feature. It's so good. It's so good. I'm gonna stop this video, not now, but once I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go click, clack, right, do some stuff, and then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna press quick resume, and I'm gonna play some more Ball Pit, because that's how it works.
And then you stop in that game.
Oops,
and you grab your ally, and you're somewhere out in the world walking around.
Mm-hmm.
It actually knows right where you left off. You can go right back in and play that game. And if it's installed on the device, you're playing it natively. But if for some reason it's not on a device, you can actually play it over the cloud. It knows right where you were.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
One of the coolest features I've seen so far is the kind of co-pilot integration.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So this part, people are divided, to say the least. I know I watched a video on oh no, it's Alex, but he wasn't talking about the AI. He was talking about the thing that's going on in the EU, where they make the True ID stuff, and some company it's a third party company that does the billing and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, and but that's a whole separate thing. That has nothing to do with this. So tangent. But King does not like AI at all. He like, hell to the nah, and he said, I turned it off right away, bleep bloop. And I'm like, look, they're gonna get the info. They're gonna get info. However, if you think you can find a way to not give them info, okay, sure. But look, they're getting it through your phone anyway. So it's not like when that little green light pops on, they're listening, they're watching, your camera's on, all that stuff. It just pops on. Like it's like, wait, why are they listening now? And so I guess it's mainly when you're on a call and stuff. They say, oh, what are they gonna talk about? And they go and sell your information. But I'm like, whatever. Look, if they're selling my information to serve me ads that may be pertinent to what I need, I don't see I don't have an issue with that. But I mean, the thing about privacy and all that stuff, sure. And I see where put into the wrong hands, this technology can be bad. We're talking about just far-flung dystopic futures where AI is run rampant, not quite like the Matrix. Because I did watch the I forgot who Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking to, but he was explaining the one problem he had with the Matrix, and that was that the machines used the humans. Another tangent. Sorry, the machines used the humans as batteries, and so Dr. Tyson's issue was that why did the machines? Because the machines had to create fuel for the humans. Basically, you had to feed the humans to get the fuel, the energy from the humans, the human batteries, right? So why don't you just use that original stuff, that original food, whatever it is, as fuel? They're smart enough, they can make a machine to put the food in and turn it into fuel and spit out energy. So why would cut out the middleman, which is humans? And I was like, you know what, he has a point, but maybe they figured that this was more efficient. But then I think he said that it wasn't more efficient because something about the energy put out from humans, I forgot what it was, but that's way above my pay grade. but yeah, I don't know why I went on that tangent anyway, but it was AI, that's what it was. So and also apologies for the little
one of the cool
delay
things
in
you
there.
can actually press the button and ask the AI questions. Where does AI fit into gaming? Is that the
I think AI is pretty cool. I like it. I want to talk. I want Scarlett Johansson to talk to me. Honestly, I want. I was gonna do an actual podcast with the AI. It's not ready yet, obviously AI, but just have an AI co-host and just be like, "Yo, AI, what's up?" Kind of like I was gonna say what was his name on whatchamacallit, on the Craig Ferguson show, the skeleton dude. Wow, I just watched a bunch of clips of him. I forgot what the comedian's name is. He's so funny. He's such a good impressionist too. But it was like, that's kind of, even though he's a human, so it wouldn't quite work the same. But anyway,
vision that everyone has their own built-in AI assistant as they're playing games from now on?
Well, we just believe that anyone should be able to jump in and play a game, and we should make it easy and accessible, and it should be in flow state with you. So yeah, the way it works is you long press this button. You could be in the middle of a game. You can ask it, hey, can you tell me how I actually use the ABXY, or what do I do now, or which way do I turn and what happens, and it will help you out. And so it really opens up more games for more people. Like, there's some games that are super intimidating. Like, so many people were intimidated by Elden Ring, right?
That's a great one.
So people will be more likely to try more games, and people stay in games longer. So the team worked really hard to integrate it into the full experience for you versus having to go out, go ask something else. Here it is in flow state. It understands your context.
Flow state. It feels like okay. So I don't know what people think of Sarabon, because she's a beautiful woman in a place of power and blah blah blah. And some people are just sexist, and they're like, a woman can't do a job that the man can. That woman can't do it as good as us, or something like that, right? And so I'm like, I mean, that's not how it quite works, but sure. But like what she's saying in flow state, and what she's saying as far as like how the AI would help in that instance and stuff is like, I don't hear anything that sounds bad right now. Of course, she's not going to say anything bad. She's not going to say, and then it's going to talk to you about renewing your car insurance or try to sell you something. It's like, oh yeah, you left that part out where the AI tries to sell you stuff. Like, why don't you buy a new controller? It's like, huh? What is going on in here? Okay, let me continue.
It understands what you want to do, and it can help you.
I'm lost. Where do I go from here?
I'm lost.
You're right at the Horizon Festival site in Mexico, so pretty much a prime starting spot. Just follow the road out of the festival area and you can explore anywhere you want to go from there.
Yeah, I assumed it would be
I like the British. Of course, I'm gonna have a female because I don't want no dude talking to me. I want a female talking to me in a British or Australian accent. Yeah, that'd be cool. You know what I did one time? Tangent. I changed my my Google voice for the maps to the Indian lady, and at first, like the little demo, it sounded I was like, oh, she sounds good, and then it came on and it kept talking. I was like, oof, that's a little too much curry. That's too much curry on my no. So I had to go to Australia. Sorry.
your screen, and that's how it would know. But it seems like it's also reading other data, like it knows what game you're in, or it knows kind of like what you have in the background, what tools are available. So like it's actually pulling in info from a few different.
Okay, we don't care about the AI.
I've had a couple people say that,
but it seems
Cortana.
cool. So you talked about making gaming accessible. That's definitely something I've heard you say in other interviews as well. I know this starts at $1,000. I know we've recently seen some price increases with Xbox Game Pass, some increases on devices and consoles, and I mean that's got to cut into accessibility a little bit. How do you think about that as president of Xbox, like in terms of making games accessible?
Yeah, there is a lot going on, but at Xbox, what we're
okay. So King pointed this out. That question that he just asked is similar to what happened with Don Matrick and Keighley and your boy Keighley back in the day. That ultimately was the beginning of the end of the Xbox. Thanks, Don. Basically said, yeah. What do you say about the people who can't access the internet? I mean, it wasn't even as kind of foreboding or kind of oopsie as this guy just asked about affordability and accessibility as far as financing and people who can't afford $1,000. That's what the context of this question is. And it was like nothing compared to, like, the Don Matrick question was nothing compared to what he just asked Sarah Bond. Because Don Matrick was like, well, Keighley was like, well, what do you say to the guys who don't have the internet? What do you do? He said, don't buy the new one, buy the old piece of junk that does. I'm like, why would you say that? Don't say that. Right? So this is what Sarah says.
We're focused on.
This is what Sarah says. Sorry.
Is how do we create options for everybody?
Options for everybody.
So with this device, we have two devices.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Ally X.
Yeah.
It's for a premium experience for the most demanding player. It has all the latest innovation in it. We also have the Xbox Ally. If you're a more casual enthusiast who wants to jump in, or you're looking for something cool to buy your kid to put under the tree this Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's all about having choice and option for players in a time when there's a lot going on and there's a lot of different things that people want.
Dude, that kid's not getting nothing else. That's the Ally. Not even the X. Yo, I spent over $700 on this. Okay, Jimmy, this is all you're getting. Okay, Daddy. And then he drop it like 10 minutes later. Boosh. It's like, no.
Interesting. Yeah, the rumors are that the next gen console will be almost more like a gaming PC in a lot of ways. That it'll be super, super high powered. I don't know if you can speak to that at all, but I mean, that would be helpful for me because there's a lot of like PC games I'd love to play, but like I said, getting the barrier of entry seems like it's really high. So if there was a console that could kind of be a gaming PC and console in one, like that would be helpful for me.
It'd be helpful.
I don't know what you can tell us about the next gen console. Any?
Well, I can tell you're right that the next gen console is going to be a very premium. Very high-end, curated experience. You're starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this.
Okay, high-end. Wait, she said premium, high-end, curated experience. So, what does that mean? What does that say? What does that tell you? First off, Xbox is still making hardware. Xbox is about to throw down a premium, high-end, curated console. PHC. Look at it. She's smiling. She's like, yo, y'all don't know what we got cooking. She's like, yo, I don't think y'all are ready. I don't think I'm ready. And King said that there was he estimated that it's gonna be like $1,500, $14.99. I'm thinking it's gonna be like $12.99, just based off of like the ROG, the ROG Xbox Ally X and the ROG Xbox Ally, right? So it's like the ROG Xbox Ally X is $9.99, right? I don't see them adding $500 to a console. Well, you know what? It depends on the RAM. How much RAM in this system? That's the thing. If they're gonna go with 40, they say 48 gigs, right? I think. If it has 48 gigs, okay, it'll be 15. It'll be 15, yes. But if it has like 32 or something like that, $12.99, baby. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, let's continue.
Handheld, but I don't want to give it all away.
We're talking a lot about the
She don't want to give it all
hardware,
away.
devices,
She did, lady.
but when we think about those pivotal gaming moments, like
Okay, and that's
Halo,
the rest
or
of the games and the whatever. So it's crazy. I tell you what, it's crazy. I'm sorry about the kind of echo delay thing. I don't know how to. I'm not too sure how to. I know there's a mic offset thing, but I don't. Anyway, this interview, of course, the ponies, the donkey unicorn, the distractors, the misinformers, the reforging of reality people will have. Okay, so what's happening? I don't know if I'm going to do a separate video about this, but Reforge Gaming is effectively trying to will into existence the truth, his truth, that Xbox has been lying to everyone. They're lying. Their campaign is full of lies. They're slick words. Frick. I'm like, and every time I see him, that's all I said. And so I'm like, whatever. So I have plans for him. I have plans for Tim Dog. I have plans for all these ponies and donkey unicorns. And I've been thinking about it for a minute, but I kind of started to coagulate the ideas in my brain today. And I said, wait a second, how can I actually do this? I'm working out the workflow in my brain of how to do this. And it's possible. How long it will take, I will have to do it and see, because I have no idea. But I'm definitely going to start working on that. But anyway, I appreciate you hanging out. Like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Miss Sarah Bond, Miss Queen Sarah Bond, Presidente del Xbox, de Xbox. She's the queen. She's very powerful with words. She knows how to say them correctly, and she knows how to speak clearly, and it is so easy to understand when she speaks that I have trouble understanding why ponies and donkey unicorns don't understand. And that's where I'm like, their comprehension has been altered from the crossover from Xbox to PlayStation. That crossing of the threshold has somehow inverted their brain waves. The signs are now squares. I don't know what's going on in there, but they're just out of their mind. But I appreciate, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Till to wait.